sleuths can crack any case and bust any punk in their wake.
Let me tell you something, lady. If you don't care about catching the suspect, neither do we. We're out of here.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 female detectives in TV.
Tina, I'm police. I know how to take care of myself.
For this list, we're not just looking at women who hold the detective post in their respective police departments. We're focusing on those ladies whose examination and evaluation skills help solve crimes and catch criminals.
I'm an asshole. But help me or get out of my way.
We'll only be handling the live-action ladies here, so animated snoops like the gals from the Scooby-Doo gang will be on a different list.
Somebody did it to deliberately scare us.
Number 10. Emily Prentiss, Criminal Minds.
I can give you another chance. The FBI is coming here at 3 a.m.
When Agent Al Greenaway quits the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, Emily Prentiss steps in to fill her shoes.
I lived in several Middle Eastern countries growing up.
As the daughter of a U.S. ambassador, Prentiss has picked up some impressive skills. She speaks several languages, understands various cultures, and can put sleazy guys in their place.
So who do you really go home with, Paul? Or do you go home alone?
Since she's the new kid on the block and is used to more covert operations, getting close to her new team doesn't come easily. But over time, she proves loyal, often putting the safety of her coworkers before her own. Her connection with the others makes it all the more bittersweet when she leaves the BAU for Interpol.
You want to leave, don't you?
I didn't say that.
It's the only reason you would be this quiet, Emily.
Can we please talk about this later?
However, every ending is also a beginning, so we may see her again someday.
What are they gonna do? Send me back to London?
Number 9. Jessica Jones, Jessica Jones.
I could have used the door.
I wasn't sure you'd answer. It's important.
It must be.
It's for a case.
Marvel has brought some very interesting characters to the big and small screens in recent years, and this PI is no exception.
You a PI?
I'm just trying to make a living. You know, booze costs money. Usually.
Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter, is the freelance detective for New York City's alias investigations.
You want to find him because...
Gifted with superhuman strength, she chooses to keep a low profile with regards to her powers, unless, of course, she's pushed too far. Her sleuthing skills are extra sharp, and she'll need them if she wants to beat a mind-controlling maniac like Kilgrave. Stop! Jessica's a darker hero than most, with a history of terrible deeds and a penchant for consuming alcohol to handle her PTSD. But warts and all, we love seeing a superhero lady in a lead role on such a kick-ass show.
Go to sleep.
Number 8. Sarah Linden, The Killing.
Michael did it. You should arrest him.
He would have never left you. He couldn't have. You would have had that over him forever.
Based on a character in the Danish crime drama of the same name, Sarah Linden cannot wait to return to her private life after her last day with the Seattle Police Department.
Wrap it up, we're done.
When a mystery involving the death of a teenage girl pops up, however, Sarah is roped back in to investigate the possible murder, with an unpredictable and belligerent new partner accompanying her along the way.
My last day? My flight's tonight.
You're still on the city's dime.
Linden is a relentless inspector, finding the things in cases that don't quite add up and working towards a solution.
How do you know about the bodies?
I don't know if he did or didn't. He lived near the woods. It might not mean anything.
Try as she might to keep her personal life separate from her job and the horrors she has to examine, her innate skills as a detective keep her coming back for more. Number 7. Temperance Bones Brennan, Bones.
You getting any from that hot overnight guy?
And we're trying to work.
Whoever says a forensic scientist can't do detective work hasn't met Dr. Temperance Brennan. Based on author Kathy Reichs, Brennan is an anthropologist in Washington, D.C. Her expertise in analyzing murder remains, even if there's nothing left but rotten flesh and old bones. Let her associate Seeley Booth of the FBI to call her Bones, a nickname she warms up to eventually.
Come on, do the math, Bones.
Well, the math wouldn't indicate motive or identify suspect, and you haven't even provided enough variables.
It's a figure of speech, Bones, all right?
Bones may be a bit stubborn and socially awkward, but she's an incredibly hard worker, with best-selling author, martial arts expert, and even tightrope walker on her vast list of accomplishments.
Ow, my cuboid! Your what? The cuboids are the bones in my feet.
Bones, you all right?
With Booth's help, Bones is finally able to come out of her shell and grow closer to her team of squints. Well, she's closer to some more than others. Number 6. Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars.
Life's a bitch until you die.
If you had Veronica Mars' history, you'd think life was a bitch too. This high school outcast's family and life crumbles when her dad gets involved in a scandal surrounding her best friend's murder. But rather than sit there and take it on the chin, Veronica, played by Kristen Bell, steps up and follows in her dad's footsteps as a private investigator, tackling the mysteries brewing in Neptune, California.
Reading all about it?
Guys gotta keep current. What are you up to?
Just taking surveillance photos of everyone who takes a paper out of that machine, you know, for kicks.
She juggles being a PI with going to high school, having to deal with memories of an awful night in her past, as well as going from a popular girl to social pariah.
What do you say to a little hooch, huh? What's the matter, aren't you your mother's daughter? Now there was a woman who could drink.
Veronica's wise beyond her years, sharp-witted and edgy. Though she's sometimes cynical, we know deep down she's just a soft marshmallow.
I feel like at any moment Tom Cruise is gonna dangle from the ceiling on cables.
Great. Now I won't be able to sleep.
Number 5. Jessica Fletcher. Murder, She Wrote.
Jessica! He was here, Ethan. I know he was here. Who was he, Ralph? No, Stephen Earle.
Jessica Fletcher was just a retired English teacher from Maine who loved writing mystery novels. The books turn out to be a hit and prove that Fletcher has an instinct for sleuthing. So much so, she ends up getting called in to solve actual murder cases as an amateur detective. And oddly, her small town has way more than its fair share of murders.
Well, the sheriff discovered a heel of a shoe wedged into the rocks down by the beach. Nana's already admitted that it was hers, but the shoes are missing.
At times, Jessica proves even more competent and thorough than the professionals, on par with pros like Magnum P.I. Later in the series, Miss Fletcher imparts her mystery-solving knowledge to others by teaching a criminology class in NYC.
A good detective investigates both the clues you can see and the clues that you can't see.
Spunky, energetic, and whip-smart, Jessica Fletcher was named the most prolific amateur sleuth by Guinness World Records. Can't argue with that. Number 4. Kate Beckett. Castle.
Esposito. Esposito!
After the violent death of her beloved mother, Kate Beckett goes on to become a homicide detective for the NYPD.
They found her body. She had been stabbed.
Though still haunted by the tragic event, Beckett is a force to be reckoned with. Smart, strong-willed, and resourceful, her cleverness shines through in the series opener, when she connects the style of a series of murders to novels penned by eccentric mystery writer Richard Castle.
So what's this got to do with me?
This was found murdered in his office 2 weeks ago. I didn't put it together until we saw the Tisdale crime scene tonight.
Beckett and Castle's clashing personalities make for some unexpected but excellent chemistry, and time after time, the mismatched partners prove they make a great team. Not only is Beckett an inspirational figure for the audience, she also inspires Castle, who immortalizes her as Nikki Heat in a new series.
You took the part of Nikki Heat without even reading the book?
Number 3. Brenda Leigh Johnson, The Closer.
Sounds like blackmail.
Except why would he transfer money to her when he was planning on disappearing?
Brenda Leigh Johnson is the new deputy chief of the LAPD. Unfortunately, she doesn't get a warm welcome on her first day on the job.
Look, since you're getting emotional about this, why don't we
I don't get emotional. I am damned angry.
Well, thank you for speaking your mind.
Maybe that's because her methods are, let's call them unorthodox. Because of this, there are plenty of people on the force who work against her, like Major Crimes Captain Sharon Rader.
You stay out of my way, Captain, I'll stay out of yours.
But even they can't argue with the fact that she gets results. Brenda's intelligent, determined, and exacting, able to squeeze a confession out of even the tightest of lips.
Yeah, he shot at him, yeah.
How many times?
Twice, I think.
She'll never stop until she successfully closes a case, which earns her the moniker The Closer. Johnson has gone through hardships aplenty, but never seems to lose her resolve or her drive to keep fighting the good fight.
This isn't supposed to be happening. I'm about 100 years too young.
Number 2. Jane Tennison, Prime Suspect.
Right, well, they've done the test on Nadine's skull. It seems she was of mixed race, West African and probably English.
Sorry, boys, but sometimes an investigation needs a lady's touch. After the untimely death of the original senior investigator of London's Metropolitan Police Service, Jane Tennison steps in as the new detective chief inspector.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not. And if she picks him out of the lineup tomorrow, I've got him.
Jane is a no-nonsense DCI working in a male-dominated office. While that doesn't make her very popular, it won't stop her from getting the job done.
Get forensic down here as soon as possible. Don't touch anything.
However, despite her tough exterior, she's not unbreakable, although sexism in the office is the least of her worries when tackling her own personal demons. With every season comes a new challenge for Jane to face, from racism to child abuse to her own alcoholism. But while her coworkers may doubt her, Jane's more than prepared to prove them wrong.
Mr. Sturdy is obviously devastated by Sally's death, but that doesn't mean he's not responsible.
But if he had fathered Sally's baby, that
DNA will reveal that.
Before we reveal our #1 detective, here are a few honorable mentions.
You didn't hear a shot, did you, by any chance?
No, not then. But about 10 minutes later, it seemed to come from the woods. But it didn't sound like the shooting one hears in the woods.
It's kind of a big and sloppy gun. You butchering deer or compensating for something?
Do you think that this is connected to Las Vegas? The murders we talked about earlier?
What are you saying?
A repercussion for what you saw, maybe?
He came home after work at 1:30 in the morning, assumed that she was still out, and called her. Her phone rang in the closet. He went to look and found her stuffed inside, dead.
Ma'am, can I ask you a few questions?
How many is of you?
3. But one's a two-parter.
Go away before I call the police.
We are the f***ing police.
Your family didn't know you. They didn't even try.
I didn't hate my family. I wouldn't hurt them.
No? How do you know?
#1, Olivia Benson, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
I'm a good cop, Elliot.
Yeah, I know.
With over 1,000 episodes and multiple spin-offs, the Law & Order franchise has introduced one memorable female detective after another, like Anita Van Buren.
They'll find the boy, they'll find the gun, this will all go away.
But our personal favorite is Olivia Benson of the Special Victims Unit. If a sexual assault is reported, Olivia and her crew are brought in to investigate.
I pulled Spicer's sheet. Prostitution, soliciting, petty theft. He also managed to get 2 of his clients arrested, both married.
And as she has a history of abuse herself, Olivia shows sympathy towards the victims.
Captain, it took me years to accept the fact that my mother was an alcoholic, and when I did, I had to accept all the consequences.
Though each new experience leaves a mark, Olivia still tries to remain the calm and collected member of the unit. But make no mistake, get on her bad side and she will make you regret it. With investigative expertise and first-hand experience, Benson's a role model and an icon on one of the most quintessential crime drama franchises on TV.
So this is my fault?
No, I can't do this anymore. I can't be looking over my shoulder, making sure you're okay.
You son of a bitch, you know that's not true.
I need to know you can do your job and not wait for me to come to the rescue. All right, that's enough.
Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite female detective?
So you took matters into your own hands.
For more sleuthy top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
I like it.
I'm fairly certain you're not supposed to.
Fine. You're in.